Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lookout. Today we're looking at the Anvil Fire, which is burning on the Oregon coast around Port Orford. This video is going to focus on the Anvil Fire. We might have another video later today on spread on the Six Rivers National Forest, where we're seeing a little bit of increased fire activity with the hotter and drier weather. But for now, we're going to focus on Anvil. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is the Lookout. My name is Zeke Lunder, based in Chico, California. I've been working as a wildfire analyst and pyrogeographer, studying fire and forestry in Northern California for the last 30 years. So we like to take publicly available information and package it into kind of fire education videos and help people build their literacy around wildfire. I just started following the Anvil Fire a couple of days ago. One of our supporters who lived in Chico for a long time now lives on the Oregon coast, and she asked us to cover it. So started looking at it. And so we're just going to jump right into the maps. And the fire spread significantly in the last couple of days. And so we're just going to jump in and take a look. So we're looking east over Port Orford here. There's a kind of little north arrow up in the top corner of the screen. Up here. All right. Here's Port Orford. So we're just going to come in and look at the map. The white line here is where the fire was yesterday. So for about the first 2 weeks of the fire was kind of up on top of the mountain. It got a lot of retardant on it, but that didn't stop the spread. And so with this hotter and drier weather, we've seen a lot of spread. So the white line is where it was yesterday morning when it was mapped, and now the red is intense fire and yellow is, give me a second here. Yellow is scattered heat, generally cooling down, and the white line is where it was. So we can see that the day before yesterday, the fire kind of made a run up the slope here. Then night before last, the fire had spread down this slope and started to get pushed out to the west with the east wind. And so since over the last 36 hours or so, the fire has spread out here to the 208 road. There's some spots showing on the infrared across that road. It's kind of back down to the river here. So we know there's some containment, some 0% containment on the fire as far as we know, but there's some hand line that's been put in behind homes here. And it looks to me like there's some work prepping the ridge out to the north here. But this fire is going to continue to spread until it gets out of the wilderness. So basically, there's a spot out of the wilderness now. It's kind of out of the wilderness here. So now that it's at roads, like we said yesterday, we covered this a little bit yesterday, and we said basically fires get fought fires like this that are burning in the backcountry, once they escape initial attack, they get fought when they get to a road where we can make access. And that the problem is that oftentimes they come to the road in a hurry, and then they're over the road before you can stop them. So, we don't have any new intel on what's happened with this spot that was showing up on the infrared this morning, or what's going to happen today as far as holding it on this road. We get this infrared. The infrared gets flown usually, between 10 p.m. and 2 in the morning. Gets interpreted, and then it gets put on a public server where we can grab it in the morning. So we see that the fire pushed hard to the west, but it also made runs east. And then we call these slope-driven runs, where the fire crossed the creek here and then could run up the slope. So kind of contrary to popular belief, you can have an east wind and still have a fire spread into the wind, even sometimes really fast, depending on the slope and the fuels, etc. So as far as the outlooks go on the weather, right now the Geographic Coordination Center for the Pacific Northwest isn't calling for any real extreme wind or dryness in this coastal zone. We don't work in Oregon enough to really know the subtleties of forecasting the weather here or the fire weather. But what we can tell you based on our experience is that it's likely that this fire is going to continue to grow until it reaches areas where there's fire lines or roads or other access. And just that in general, we expect to see it continue to spread in the wilderness, continue to spread to the north until it gets out to areas that have been prepped with fire line, continue to spread down out into roads. So that's about all we have to report on this for you right now. If you have questions, you can put them here in the comments. You can also check us out at thelookout.org, the-lookout.org. And we also post on Twitter under wildland_ZKO. And we'll keep covering this as long as we can. If you're up there affected by the fire, or if you have information on this fire, it's kind of hard for us to find information on this fire as far as the operations maps or any of the other information. We're getting kind of spoiled here in California with a lot of intel and generally a lot of mapping. So leave us comments here if you have information you want to share, or if you have questions for us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for supporting the Lookout. We're all user supported, so if you